41,600 years ago, a group of humans stood at the edge of the densest, wettest forest they had ever encountered. This was Tasmania, the furthest south any human being had ever walked. They had crossed a land bridge from mainland Australia, walking through glacial landscape during the last ice age, reaching this island at the bottom of the world. And now they faced a forest that would not let them in. Dense, wet, dark, impenetrable, no food visible, no animals, no open ground, just trees thick and tall closing off the sky. They were the southernmost humans on Earth, and they were in trouble. Then lightning struck. A natural fire burned a section of forest to the east. The group moved toward the smoke. What they found changed everything. Where the forest had burned, open ground now stretched ahead. Sunlight reaching soil for the first time in centuries. Animals grazing in the new clearing. Food, space, light, safety. The lead human crouched at the clearing edge, looking at the open ground, then looking at the remaining dense forest behind. Fire had done what no human hand could do. Fire had opened the forest. What happened next was not accident. It was intelligence. They carried fire back to the dense forest edge, and they started burning, deliberately, strategically, with purpose. Small fires first, testing the forest response. Wind carrying flame through dense undergrowth, trees thinning, light entering, ground becoming visible. They were not destroying the forest, they were redesigning it. For them, weeks passed. Where dense wet forest had stood, open patches of grassland were emerging. Fire-adapted trees were appearing. Eucalyptus growing in burned areas. Species perfectly suited to recovering after fire. Animals were returning to the cleared areas, grazing on new growth emerging from burned soil. The group could now see across distances that had been completely invisible before. They could hunt. They could move. They could survive. Tasmania was not the impenetrable barrier it had been. It was becoming home. We know all of this because of ancient mud. Researchers from the University of Cambridge and the Australian National University analysed charcoal and pollen trapped in mud from islands in the Bass Strait. The mud showed a sudden spike in charcoal 41,600 years ago, followed by a complete change in vegetation 40,000 years ago.
Steady hand.
The story of what happened was written in the earth and waited 41,600 years
until
to be
researchers
read.
from Cambridge and
These
ANU
early
pulled
Tasmanian
ancient mud
communities
cores from this water,
were not just
found
the
the
first
charcoal.
humans on the island. They were its first land managers, and their burning practices are still used by Aboriginal communities in Australia today. Follow Primitive Earth Tales.